YouTube. What's up, guys? In today's YouTube video, we're going to talk a little bit about Ibanez. Specifically, want to look over this model right here. It looks insane, yet a little bit familiar. When I worked at Guitar Center, that's especially when the Ibanez line really started to grow on me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with a friend. I really appreciate it. We're on our way to actually hit 1,000 subscribers, which is really cool. And if we can monetize this channel this year, that would be sweet. All right, let's get into it. All right, so side by side, what do we think about these? Obviously inspired by each other, but I don't know if copy is the right word. All right, so this is the Ibanez Alpha. This dropped, I think, like a week or two right before NAMM. And you know, there's always people talking when new guitars come out, especially one, if they're cool, two, if they look a little similar to others. Personally, a lot of people are saying that, what's it called? The Kaizen, that's it. They're saying this looks a lot like the Kaizen. Now, I know Tozen Abasi, I feel like I butcher his name every time I say it. I know he was with Ibanez and Ernie Ball, and now I think people are saying, because he has his own guitar brand now, I think people are basically saying that, you know, they're kind of copying like his style and everything, which is a weird thing to say. This guitar actually looks really cool, man. I mean, Ibanez is just doing their thing, dude. You know, it's kind of like Les Paul copies, Strat copies, T-style. Like, it's not exactly a copy. It's more so their take on it. I mean, there's only so many shapes, I guess you could say, you can make. That being said, you know, there are still new shapes coming out like all the time. So I even learned this about Sully guitars when I learned about that through Fluff's channel recently, because you start to think like, well, there's only so many shapes, and then, you know, then someone comes out with one, it's still basically based off of another shape, and they just morph it into something. But some of them do look a little more unique. All right, so if we check this out here, you know, I think that's actually a pretty darn good price, like especially for how much guitars cost today. Like, we're like just on the two grand, or I think there's even one for under. I think the 6-string is under. Wait, does this thing even come in a 6-string? Maybe it's just 7 and 8. Nah, that'd be crazy, right? I mean, this is the 7-string, so like one string off is 100 down. What if we take another string off? I don't know if this comes in a 6-string. Anyways, let's take a look at this. Pretty sure this is the like shape shifting color, you know, so I think it turns a little more red like the one we just had up. I'm a fan of it. A little bit of sparkle and everything. As Fishman pickups, probably sound like Fishman pickups. It's got the fan frets, which I don't know if you'd be a fan of, but anyways, I picked up one of these headless 7-strings when they had, I think it's like one of the first Ibanez headless they had. Ibanez headless. These guys right here. Picked up one of these, but it was a fan fret one because they had the fan fret ones too. And honestly, for one, it didn't feel like a 7-string. It felt that comfortable in the hands. Two, the fan frets either almost just helped more, or you don't really even notice them. So if that's something that like you're kind of on, but you really like the guitar, I can tell you now from experience, it's, if anything, it feels better, if not the same as like a regular just fretted guitar, I guess you could say. This one's pretty cool though, and obviously I'm not saying it's headless because it obviously has a head. I'm just relating that to the fan frets and what I've played from Ibanez. But I mean, kind of want to get one in my hands, honestly. Usually these do feel super ergonomic and they feel really good. Look at all these cutaways on the back. It's kind of insane. It's a nice, cool, modern like back plate there. It's pretty cool. I got that whole cavity there through, and then your input jack is actually on the back there, which I think these are very convenient and very nice. I played a Kiesel too. They do that where they have it like out the back, so you don't have to put it through your strap. It's a very nice touch. Just something less you have to worry about, you know? Headstock looks like it's got the same color and everything too with that. I kind of like the way they put the switch right here too. I'm curious to see how comfortable this would all feel. It just all it looks blah, blah. It looks like it's all like right there where you could just see my hand, you know, feel everything around. Then we got your truss rod adjustment right there too. Yeah, at least on Zounds, it's showing this nebula shift and then iron pewter. This is kind of cool. I dig this. A little bit of like a black sparkly kind of metallic thing, going for the metal look, you know, all the same specs. I got a different picture shot here. It's kind of nice. Yeah, it just, I like how like futuristic yet like it almost looks alien like it's so different in a way. Yeah, let's pull up we'll do a 7-string Kaizen. So people are comparing it to these, which, I mean, you have the Ernie Ball one, which is like, what, 4K? Yeah, 31, I don't think you can see that because my head's in the way, 31.99. I mean, I do think the green one looks really cool. I didn't even know they had this many colors. It's a wood one. Well, it's like oddly classy, you know? Looks good. I think it's just where you want like the premium woods from Ernie Ball, kind of like, you know, PRS's like McCarty line or whatever, private stock line, stuff like that. It's kind of like if you want to pay more, you can. This is your option, you know? I always thought this back plate was like disgusting though. It takes a huge chunk right out of the guitar. I get they're trying to put it all in one spot and just, yeah, I don't know. That was the way you had to do it, you know? Oh well. But the Sterling one, will say, a lot cheaper. This purple, it's a pretty cool color. So, I mean, I guess you're kind of going for, they are two different guitars. I'm just saying if we are comparing them, you know, finish could be one of the things too. I actually didn't think I knew, or maybe I just forgot that you tune it from the back here, you know? Where's the Ibanez one made? I cannot read that at all. It looks like it says they're made in Indonesia, so, and the Sterling ones are also Indonesia, so okay. If anybody's worried about like build quality from where they are, you know, still, then they're both the same. I'm only saying this for people that might be torn between the two as well, you know? I figured we'd check out some other Ibanez guitars, throw on Andertons, you know, since I obviously was not at the NAMM show. Now, these AZ series guitars are phenomenal. If you have not yet played one of these, it is, yeah, I think I'd actually say probably one of my favorite guitars, definitely comfortable wise, that I've ever played, that I didn't think I would actually love as much as I did. And I've seen this reaction with countless people too who didn't know much about these guitars. I always, up until I played one of these, actually thought like when you see the, you know, double cutaway like shredder vibe, that it would be like their Ibanez like wizard thin, super thin necks. And I had a stage, I think everyone goes through a stage where they want a super thin neck, and then you kind of grow out of that stage. Or you can just stick with it and you just shred forever, you know, a little shred god. Actually looks pretty cool. Is that a signature one? I think these are signature models they're looking at right now, because you got the Tim Henson ones in the back. It looks like he's doing a 7 or 8 string now. I don't know if he was doing a 7 or 8 string yet. Yeah, it's the Nia Strauss ones, because she does the like heartbeat thing. It's pretty cool. But I will say, like, the AZ series, it's like a thicker neck, I guess you could say, but it's like super comfortable. I don't know how to describe it exactly. I call it the effortless guitar, because you literally put it like in your hands, in your lap, and the cutaways are perfectly set and everything. It is so easy to play those guitars, and they have the stainless steel frets and everything. I mean, I think their lowest one too is like around $500, $500. And I'm pretty sure that one still has the, I know it has a roasted maple neck, the like phaser switch, and I'm pretty sure it has stainless steel frets as well. But yeah, I think it's like a premium is the Indonesia model, and then Prestige is the made in Japan model, which I think they actually feel very similar. And I'm a big made in Japan guitar kind of guy. Fast forward a bit here. So this is part of the AZ series too, just a little classy looking, huh? You can kind of see what I mean there, where the neck is a little bit thicker. I really dig that orange one behind them. I like that a lot. I think that with white pickups, that's something right up my alley. The burst looks pretty good though, and the black burst looks like classy yet modern, you know, with the, it's got the burst little ooh, actually the gold hardware, I didn't even like realize that right away. The gold hardware looks really good on that too. These guys, used to be a huge fan of these ones, man. They're just super thin bodies, really fun to play. It looks a lot like the new Herman Lee model that came out, where it's like just super thin. Oh, okay, the good old Icemans, you know. We're on those pickups, it looks pretty cool. Got a satin finish on them. Not the, when this finish first came out, that like kind of, I call it like an ocean into sand like finish. When it first came out, I was a huge fan, but I grew out of it so quick. That shape shifting one was really cool too. I'm not the biggest fan of their like how they do their double cuts. The one with the F looks kind of cool behind that. I'm just a sucker for the satin though. The satin finishes on that, I will say, I think that looks better than the other like ocean blue, you know. Then we got the RG stuff. I'm just not a big fan of like the stuff like this anymore. Maybe if I put my hands on it. That purple one though behind it actually looks kind of sick. Like the red looks nice, the white pickups, the accents and everything. It looks nice. It's just not the biggest fan of it anymore. Okay, so if you haven't played the Arc Core series, that looks like a baritone right there. all the way to the right. If it is, that's actually really cool. I'd have to get one of those for the channel, if not just in general. These are excellent guitars. I show people all the time, if you're looking at like a 335, any kind of semi-hollow like style guitar, wow, that one looks really good. Some of them are not a big fan of the headstock, like the one he just put back. I like the one that they're touching right now. That headstock right there, I think looks better in my opinion. But yeah, they are phenomenal guitars. They feel great. They sound wonderful. Some guy was playing some jazz and Guitar Center on one, like the ebony top one, like last year, and it sounded amazing. And that's what really spiked my interest in them. I really literally had no idea. I thought they looked cool, but I didn't know they were like that good. And this one just looks incredible with that wood. Wow. Wonder how much that runs for. On the sides and the back and everything. Wow. I think these are also, yeah, Tim Henson models. Looks like he's trying to do a little different, like little mods to them and stuff. A little bit different than what he was doing in the past, just slightly. I mean, it looks cool. It looks cool. I wonder how much that changes the price, because I actually thought his models were priced pretty fair. Wonder how much that's going to change it for the extra stuff on it now. And they got the acoustics. I tell people all the time, always try out Ibanez acoustics, especially in that like $300 to $500 range where people want to like go up from starter guitars and everything like that. They have a really good selection in that range that people just skip out on, man. And I think their necks feel very comfortable too. It's a very comfortable feeling neck, especially for somebody switching into that range. Never played like a premium one before, but definitely like a good intermediate to step up from beginner. And then they got the basses, you know. I mean, Ibanez makes a comfortable bass. I'm not a big bass guy, so can't speak too much on them, but I do know that I think they feel more comfortable than others as well. All right, guys, that's wrapping up the video here. So what do you guys think about the Ibanez guitars for 2026? What do you think about this new one that everyone's like low-key freaking out about? Let me know in the comments down below. Like and sub. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you next one. Peace.